Here's a quirk of language models that turns into a genuine technique. They are much better at recognizing errors than at avoiding them. Think about your own writing. The draft is you trying to be right, but reading it back the next morning, you catch the clumsy sentence you couldn't see while writing it. That's the whole idea behind the evaluator-optimizer pattern. A lot of blog posts still call it reflection. Anthropic's name is now the standard. You generate a draft, ask a model to evaluate it, then ask the model to revise based on that evaluation. The whole thing fits in 3 calls. And the loop is exactly that. Generator, answer this. Evaluator, here's the answer. What's wrong with it? Generator again, here's the original, and the critique, produce a better version. Now the deep question, why does this work at all? It's the same model, the same frozen weights both times. Where does the improvement come from? First, language models predict one token at a time. Once a draft starts going somewhere weak, the model commits and keeps generating text consistent with that weak start, but still wrong. A critique prompt gives it a clean slate. It reads the draft as input, as something arriving from outside, rather than as something it's in the middle of producing. So it isn't trapped by what it already wrote. Second, the critic gets different framing. Be picky. Find errors, list 3 problems. That framing alone shifts the model toward criticism instead of confirmation. So the model wears 2 hats. The generators is, I'm trying to be right. The evaluators is, I'm trying to find what's wrong. And the second hat catches what the first one missed. Same model or 2 different ones? The default is same model, different prompts. Cheapest, simplest, and it works for most writing polish and code style. You move to a separate evaluator only when your evils prove critique quality is the bottleneck. A stronger judge for formal proofs or security reviews. A cheaper one when you iterate many times. Walk the code and notice one thing. The 3 calls are all the same model. The only difference is the prompt framing, and that framing is doing all the work. There's also a cheaper wiring single shot. Ask the model in one prompt to produce a draft, then a critique, then a final, all with clear delimiters. One API call, much cheaper, but the model sometimes phones in the critique because it knows it's about to revise anyway. On hard tasks, expect worse quality than the explicit to-call version. And for tasks with one right answer, math, multiple choice, extraction, reach for the cousin instead, self-consistency. Sample the same prompt several times at a non-zero temperature, then take the majority vote. You're not critiquing, you're trusting the wisdom of the model's own crowd. On math, that often beats reflection at lower cost. Now the warning that matters most, because this pattern hurts as often as it helps. Reflection does not guarantee correctness. An overeager critic invents flaws that aren't there, and the revision then rewrites correct content into wrong. It's worst on factual answers. The original was right. The critic hallucinates a problem. The revision breaks it. And reflection will never fix a hallucinated fact. For that you need tool use, search, a database. Don't confuse the two. So the rule, it helps when the task is hard enough to get wrong and you can write a specific critic prompt. Is this good? Rarely surfaces anything real. Always test reflection against a no-reflection baseline. If it doesn't move your evil score, don't ship it. A second look is powerful, but only when you point it at the right thing.